With one surprising step, Ripple activated Clause 7.3, upending the whole cryptocurrency environment. This esoteric contract language may legally protect XRP from the SEC's regulatory control, leaving the Commission helpless, if the reports are true. The timing couldn't be more ideal, which is why the community is currently ablaze with excitement and conjecture. It's possible that Ripple has finally outwitted the SEC after years of regulatory competition, with potentially dire consequences. Imagine a day in the future where XRP is seen as a reliable, regulated digital asset with genuine institutional traction, rather than being threatened by legal action or classification issues. And the icing on the cake? XRP at $640 isn't just a fantasy, according to analysts and cryptocurrency experts. It may be mathematically locked in. Let us pause and examine what Clause 7.3 is and why it is causing such a commotion. Clause 7.3, which is purportedly tucked away in Ripple's founding agreements, is supposed to outline a legal structure that permits XRP to function independently of Ripple Labs' direct supervision. More significantly, Ripple's objective and legal defense that XRP should never have been regarded as a security in the first place are outlined in this section. Clause 7.3 may therefore specify how Ripple organized its ODL services, XRP escrow mechanisms, and the larger utility model to guarantee compliance with current financial rules based on legal interpretations that are making the rounds online. If this really passes legal muster, Ripple might present itself as a facilitator of an open-source payment system in which the cryptocurrency XRP is used autonomously by a worldwide ecosystem rather than as a distributor of securities. The CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, has long argued that XRP should be seen as a bridge currency for instantaneous international payments rather than an investment contract. And with ODL, or on-demand liquidity, he may have just demonstrated it. This is the flagship product of Ripple, and to be honest, it's solving real-world problems in real time, something that very few assets can claim. ODL offers banks and payment providers rapid settlement at a low cost by using XRP to bridge two fiat currencies in a matter of seconds. Here's the worst part, though. Ripple is not directly involved in the majority of ODL transactions. Rather, XRP is being used independently by banks, fintech companies, and third-party partners. This is an important distinction. The SEC's claim that Ripple was offering XRP as a security begins to fall apart if Ripple isn't serving as a middleman in these transactions. And this is supported by the facts. While ecosystem-driven XRP movement has increased, Ripple's direct sales have slowed, according to analysts who have examined on-ledger activity. Instead of centralized control or speculative manipulation, this shows genuine decentralization and organic acceptance. With every transaction, the independence from Ripple that authorities believed XRP lacked becomes more apparent. In Mexico, the Philippines, Japan, Brazil, and other countries, ODL adoption is skyrocketing in corridors. These use cases are not hypothetical. These are actual XRP-powered transactions involving banks, businesses, and payment systems. What sets XRP apart from speculative tokens and meme currencies is its utility-driven demand. Let's now discuss the $640 price projection, which is the big issue. It sounds, well, fairly crazy on the surface. However, it actually begins to make a lot more sense when you look at the numbers and contrast them with the history of Bitcoin. At more than $1 trillion, Bitcoin currently has the largest market capitalization. With a valuation just around $50 billion, XRP seems a long way off. However, that is only true if we are discussing mood and pricing at the moment rather than future worth determined by institutional adoption, legal clarity, and actual utility. What if XRP's 100 billion total supply just matched the market capitalization of Bitcoin? That alone raises the price of XRP to about $10 per coin. After halving the supply and accounting for missing wallets, burned tokens, and escrows that haven't been released, the price starts to rise. A price of $100 per coin would result from a tightening of the circulating supply to 25 billion and XRP reaching a market capitalization of $2.5 trillion. However, What would happen if Ripple's international alliances led to widespread utility adoption? Just think about what would be possible in this situation. This is when things start to get interesting. Unlike Bitcoin, XRP is more than just a store of value. It is intended for quick and inexpensive international payments. This indicates that its market encompasses not only cryptocurrency, but also the whole global remittance and cross-border settlement arena. Tens of trillions of dollars worth of industries per year. Its usefulness will necessitate a reassessment of its market capitalization potential if XRP takes up just 10% of the global remittance market and emerges as the preferred bridge asset in CBDCs or central bank digital currencies. In the next 5 to 10 years, the total value of the cryptocurrency industry is expected to reach $40 trillion. You're looking at a market valuation of $4 to $6 trillion. If XRP takes 10 to 15% of that, $640 a coin isn't all hype, especially when there is a smaller supply in circulation. The arithmetic is actually quite easy. Ripple has been discreetly forming partnerships with financial behemoths while all eyes are on SEC courtrooms. The purchase of Earthport, a RippleNet partner, by Visa wasn't made at random. It was calculated. It alluded to a thorough integration of blockchain-based liquidity solutions with conventional financial systems. Visa has now made it possible to use XRP with its partner-issued debit cards, making real-world use, well, pretty much seamless. Imagine using XRP as simply as swiping your Visa card to pay for coffee, rent, or even to book flights. With a smooth utility like that, XRP has a genuine chance of becoming widely used. Function is now more important than speculation. Not to be overlooked are the whales. These companies, which possess hundreds of millions of tokens, are the silent giants of the cryptocurrency markets. They seldom ever act unless they anticipate a significant event. Whale wallet activity has been exceptionally high lately. Only a few days after moving 498 million XRP, Ripple locked 670 million tokens back into escrow. These transfers aren't arbitrary. This placement was done with care and purpose. Whales are consolidating, moving their liquidity, and perhaps preparing for a significant rally. In the past, big bull runs have frequently been preceded by extensive whale activity. The technical indicators begin to align with the fundamental narrative when you combine that with the fact that XRP has created a bullish golden cross formation on the charts. It is also impossible to overlook the emotional and psychological change. For many years, XRP was written off as the underdog in the cryptocurrency space, rife with lawsuits. However, the sentiment is changing as a result of growing legal clarity, significant companies getting in, and an explosion in real-world use cases. In digital finance, what was once seen to be a dangerous gamble is now being considered as a possible giant. Influencers are changing their stance, communities are coming together, and even conventional analysts are beginning to include XRP to their highly conviction portfolios. This is turning into a key player and is no longer a fringe asset. Let's look ahead now. XRP would be the first significant digital asset to have complete regulatory freedom in the US if Ripple gets full legal clarity under Clause 7.3 and the SEC backs off. That is a huge advantage for being the first to market. Imagine a Wall Street where XRP can be held by government-backed investment pools, hedge funds, and pension funds without fear of regulation. With demand soaring and supply constricting, that would unleash a tidal surge of capital into the token, perhaps causing an explosive price reaction. To sum up, Ripple's implementation of Clause 7.3 might be remembered